going on, man? It's your boy May 25th, and we are back with another episode of the Expansion Pack Podcast. This week, talking about a little bit of Call of Duty, talking about Fortnite and their Among Us type mode. And then we're also going to be talking about these here Grand Theft Auto rumors. What we might like, what we might not like. Let's get to it, y'all. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Expansion Pack Podcast, where we download this week's gaming news. And you already know, we bring it straight to you. I'm your host, Danzel, aka Black Ice, joined by my amazing host, as always, on this 41st episode, starting off with Goopmaster Flex, the Thinker. What's going on?
Stay gooping, you know what I'm
Stay
saying?
gooping. You stay gooping. Sorry, I cut you off. I had to let you say a little thing. And then we also got the man, the myth, the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, May 25th. How you doing, my boy?
Just another day, another dollar. Yeah, just another day, another dollar. But everything's good. Everything's good, ready to talk about these games.
Okay.
Light week, but we got some shit to talk about. We always gonna have something to talk about. So
We're
let's do
definitely
it.
always gonna have something to talk
Do
about.
it.
It
Let's
definitely
do it.
has been a light week though. A little bit of a light week. But yeah, I mean, let's get into it. Actually, we're gonna start by bringing back, a slightly requested segment here. Since it's a light week, we gotta fill up the time a little bit. So, Chris, I'm gonna let you take it away, my boy.
Man, so it's slightly requested. You know why? It's because I don't know y'all know about the weather up here, but it's been hot as hell the last few weeks. They said we need a little something to cool us down. So I'd say, I. Nah, I mean, so anyways, icebreaker. Question of this week is, what's a game that you play for a little bit, put down for a good while, came back to out of nowhere, and then was like, yo, what have I been missing? This is what made me want to put it down in the first place. There's always that one game that kind of like, I don't know, it don't hit the first time, but it hit the second time. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you guys want to start. You guys want me to start with the answer, but
You can take it
that
away.
is this week's ice cream. All right, so for me, it actually would be something recent because I actually struggled to find my answer to this one just because normally if I start a game and I really like it, I'm gonna probably play it and finish it out. But Fallout 76, I talk about it a lot on the pod. I was struggling before I hit level 25, 30. But boy, oh boy, was I struggling. Like I would play the game. I'd be like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna find a way. I play it for like an hour or two, keep dying. I'm losing all my shit on the ground, and I can't even go back. One time this big ass nuke thing, it's called a Gopher, right? Tell me why the Gopher harder to kill than the Deathclaw, right? So one time I was fighting the thing and it killed me, and you got to go back and retrieve your items, if you die. But the bag dropped literally right next to him. So I rezzed, and I was like, I'm gonna go get my shit. But then I got close to my shit, and he's just, you want this? Oh, what's up? You coming over here? What's good with you, Pip? And I'm just like, hey, yo, fuck this game, man. Block off, bro. I'm like, I'm not doing this, man. It was a lot of that before I finally got to the level I needed to get to where now, yeah, I'm having a pretty decent time. You know what I'm saying? Not doing too bad. So that definitely be my answer for sure. That game takes up a decent amount of my time every week now, so wasn't like that before. Not to say I didn't like Fallout in general. It's one of my favorite franchises ever. But this game in particular was really hard for me to get into, man, at first. It was oof. God damn.
Okay. Yeah, 76 is a little bit of a different beast. I definitely put it down too. I have not come back to it at all. But yeah, I'm gonna go next, just in case Manny might steal my answer. I don't think he will, but it's okay. For me, Actually, there's a chance you could have stolen my answer because you've been playing it too. For me, it's gonna be Rainbow Six Siege. That was a game that our group of friends had been playing. I want to say, what was it, like 2 years ago? Pretty religiously,
Mm-hmm.
like almost every day and day in day out. Super sweaty, competitive, doing all the crazy shit. And for some, like it's a game that's evolved a lot in the last 6 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was this one update that hit, and they changed the operator glass so that he could see through smoke, and it felt like the most broken thing ever. And I think us as like a team collective were like, nah, this is cheesy. Like this is breaking the game. Like we're gonna stop playing. And I think we put it down. We started getting into the PUBGs and the Fortnites and the Call of Duties and all that stuff again. And we really hadn't played anything. And then this summer, waiting for the next Battlefield, kind of getting sick of Warzone and all that stuff, and really wanting something to play. I think I don't remember which friend it was that decided to go back onto Siege, but somebody did, and they kind of brought us all along, and we've been playing that the last 2 weeks pretty religiously. Playing
Mm-hmm.
custom games, talking a whole bunch of shit to each other, and the part Manny the king shit talker apparently. Um,
What?
Sweet
I
innocent
would have
old
never
Manny
guessed.
out here just cussing up a storm playing that game like a whole demon. Anyways, um, yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. Falling in love with that game right now. I definitely have to say it's my favorite game to play. Yeah, Manny.
Yeah, man. I remember Rainbow Six Siege. I think I was like diamond in one of the seasons, but diamond or platinum, probably platinum because it's below diamond. But you know, of course, Dan's always stealing my answers because that's why he wanted to go first. Because I was gonna say the same thing, but you know what? I'm gonna switch it up a bit because even though Rainbow Six Siege has been the top game I've been playing the last couple of weeks, like you said, I'm not gonna lie, yo. Ariana Grande got me back in Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? My dancing my way back to Dirty Docks, doing my thing. Build. I'm surprised I still remember how to build. Partly, like I know like how to do forward reports easily. That's like basic stuff. But like one day I'll get back to my building groove. It's actually been a blast. I've been playing it a lot more lately. Um, Even though like I feel like it's always like easy until you get like the last top 10, then you get all these building sweats, and I'm just like, I lost. But yeah, man, definitely enjoying Fortnite. Hopefully, we get some more people in Dirty Docks with me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about them dirty docs, but I do have to say they did just announce this imposter mode, and it's kind of fire. Like I think your boy might have to go ahead and download that. Yeah, that shit looks dope. For those of y'all who don't know, the imposter mode, it's basically Fortnite's take on Among Us. I don't know if there's any copyright issues there or whatever, but yeah, they've announced this limited time mode, which is basically Among Us in like 3D, and it just looks freaking amazing. I don't know, Manny. I mean, I think it just got announced, so I'm sure you haven't had a chance to try it yet. But what do you think about
Hmm.
it?
Hey, man, it's not the only one that I've seen actually got a little Among Us take. I believe Call of Duty Cold War got their little Among Us mode too, because I remember Danny been bugging me to play for a while, but I haven't got to touch the game because honestly I don't feel like playing Cold War. I'm just like in a bad mood with Call of Duty, especially after hearing what they announced lately. But we get onto that a little later. But I'm excited to I feel like it's epic in Fortnite. I feel like they always do a good job with everything they do, no matter how much you can hate the game or whatever. I mean, like the Ariana Grande thing and the Travis Scott. I know people are hating on that, but in the end, they're great modes and stuff like that. And now they got this Among Us imposter mode, so I'm definitely excited to try that out. Sad to hear that's only limited time, but like I'm hopefully get a blast out of that.
For sure, for sure. Chris, what about you? I know you're not a big Fortnite guy, but I guess it's the second week in a row we're gonna have it as a topic. So, talk to me. What do you think about
I
this?
mean, I'm not the biggest Fortnite guy in the world. A big part of it, like people like to say, that I don't like the graphics, and it is true. The graphics kind of don't do it for me too much. The biggest thing about Fortnite ever is the building portion of it. I'm never gonna get into that. I just know me. That's not my thing. Nah, like I don't want to do
Hmm.
it. But the imposter mode you're talking about, I'm definitely here for it, especially because it's something that cats can just play on the console together just rather easily. And it might lead to some very, very funny content. So, I'm always, here for the bullshit. That's the one thing I think that kind of hurt Among Us. Among Us was really, really cool in concept, and it was cool for the couple months that it came out, but it's not going to hold you in terms of anything graphically or anything like that ever. It's never going to be that kind of game. So for this to come out, and not only does it look like a huge upgrade graphically, but you can customize your character really well to more or less whatever you want it to be. And yeah, no, I think it's kind of it's cool. It's cool. They ripped them off, but it's cool. I ain't gonna hold you. Definitely took that
But that's what they
idea
know
and was
for.
like yoink. But all's fair in love and war, right? So
Hey, you know what though? Epic's been on like a mini buying spree. I know they bought out the company who makes Rocket League, so maybe they might be interested in buying the people who made Among Us. I don't know.
They got Fall Guys.
Oh, they do have the media
Mediatonic.
Yeah.
Fall Guys Fortnite edition.
I mean, if you wrap that up in one pretty package and you put a bow on it, I mean, all that's doing is making it so that way now we don't care so much about if you're legitimately playing Fortnite, but as long as you're playing something underneath this umbrella of games, it's still a win. So I mean,
or you could just put those things into Fortnite. Like, what's stopping them from you made mention to it, like, before we started recording, but Fortnite's kind of putting itself in a situation where it could be like a Mario Party thing. But if Epic already owns like the modern Mario Party game, which is Fall Guys, and they infuse that into Fortnite, I mean, that's a whole different beast in of itself. And this speaks to the thing I was mentioning last week about, why don't they just make like a Fortnite cart and like this and that? Like all these different modes could essentially be what I was referring to, where it's just a bunch of different game modes in Fortnite, and Fortnite's just kind of the hub of the game.
I mean, hey, don't they got the dudes from Rocket League? They got the driving mechanics now in pack.
That's what I'm saying, man. They got it. Or they might. I think Rocket League is the game that they would leave alone, because I don't think that on paper it makes sense to put it into Fortnite. But they could figure something out, right? Like have that same team do something with cars or something like that. I can see it coming, man. I think it's on the horizon for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Forza Horizon.
I agree.
No,
if only Forza was a topic for this week. But Manny did allude to our next topic earlier in Call of Duty. So definitely some mixed reactions, as you can see by the faces here. Well, actually, it's not mixed amongst us. We all have, it seems like, a very similar opinion on this. But Call of Duty announced the new game, Call of Duty Vanguard, with a very weird trailer. Apparently, we're recording this on Tuesday, August 17th. Apparently on the 19th, I almost said Fortnite, Call of Duty is going to kind of fully unveil this new Vanguard game within Warzone. And I'm interested to see what this reveal looks like within Warzone and how they plan to do this within the event itself. I guess it's probably just going to end up being like more of a promotional thing, I feel like, and it won't, I'm assuming it won't actually affect the gameplay of Warzone, but who knows? Maybe they got their shit together. Maybe they're trying to be a little bit more like Fortnite and they actually have a dope ass event, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for it, basically. But yeah, guys, I guess we got confirmation they're going back to World War II. The trailer kind of seems to allude to the fact that there may be some sort of 4-person co-op thing going on there. Like the trailer emphasizes 4 different soldiers, I guess is the right word for that. Yeah, I don't know. As you can tell by the way I'm telling this story and the faces that we're all making, not particularly excited about this. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just go around the room. Manny, start off with you, bro. What do you think?
Yo, man's face.
Bro, I don't know how I feel about going back to World War II, man. Like, I remember this was a problem because, like, when Battlefield went back to World War One, and everybody was like, okay, this is cool and all. And then they went to World War Two. It's like, all right, it's kind of getting old. And then Call of Duty a year later puts a Call of Duty World War Two, and everybody's like, all right, I'm tired of this. I want something modern. And then we got our Modern Warfare, and then they went slightly back in time with Cold War, and I was just like, all right. I mean, it's Black Ops, so you know what I'm saying. I let that pass, but now we're going even further back in time, and I'm just like, y'all going the wrong direction, bro. But it's funny because like you got one major company going World War II, and another one going to the future, 2042. You got twos together, but I don't know. I just feel like personally, not Cold War, Vanguard. I mean, who plays games for the campaign anymore? Realistically, I mean, I heard it's gonna have like their campaign. I think they said something about zombies, but realistically, nobody's gonna want to play for the campaign. Everybody's gonna play for the multiplayer, and I'm sure people are sick and tired of like the World War II weapons, like the MP40 or whatever, and everything like that. And not only that, but that will somehow get implemented into a Warzone map later on down the line. They're gonna add World War II weapons to Warzone. That might be interesting. That might not be. Who knows? Cold War weapons were broken at one point, and I feel like it's gonna do the same thing anyways. So
That's the thing I never not to cut you off, sorry, but that's the thing I don't understand about the game, right? You started off with modern weapons,
mhm,
right? You went to Cold War. The Cold War weapons aren't, you can make those viable, right? They're not that far behind.
mhm,
World War II. How are you going to make World War II weapons viable against weapons made in 2021?
mhm.
That shit don't make no sense.
You're just gonna go up against like you got people with bayonets and just like charge,
More
charge.
damage per bullet, bro. What do you mean?
I just don't think it's the right direction to go, especially if you want to
Mm.
somehow connect all these pieces together in Warzone. Because Warzone is their only moneymaker, honestly, at this point. Nobody really cares for Cold War, and if you do, you're probably stupid because the game is broken in any way, shape, or form. And like personally, it's just like you were heading in the right direction with Modern Warfare. And I understand your Infinity War is probably focusing mostly on like probably 25% of the team next Modern Warfare, and you got most of them helping out with Warzone because, like I said, Warzone's the money maker. Activision's money hungry. They don't really care about the next game. They just care about what's making them the most money. So,
They barely care about their employees, so you know.
well,
Oh,
that's another topic. But
shots. Okay.
like I said, honestly, is I just feel like it's a bad direction. But it's not like Call of Duty is gonna win this year, anyways. There's a bunch of other first person shooters coming out, like Back for Blood. That's gonna be fun. That we played again this weekend. We got Battlefield 2042, like I mentioned earlier. It's been a while since we had a modern day Battlefield. And I'm sure a lot of fans gonna dive into that because, like I said, Warzone's just been the same stale game for like the past year and a half. No matchmaking, broken weapons and cheaters. So, like I said, it's just I feel like this will probably be the downfall of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about the downfall of Call of Duty, but this will
Not
definitely
Call of
be.
Duty, but like I feel like Warzone might be like in its worst unless they do something major.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely have to do something big. Like this event that they're happening here, because season 5 just dropped, right?
Yeah.
To
With
Season
barely any
no
changes except for
fanfare. Yeah, like I
I
mean,
heard like they dropped this new perk that's like so broken that like you could see literally enemies through walls. I've
Yeah.
seen a
If
lot
you
of
if you hit at somebody with damage now, they get highlighted. Not only for you, but the rest of your team.
mm-hmm.
So the rose skin shit is out the window. You can't even do that shit no more, which I am happy about. But it's broken. I ain't gonna hold you.
yeah.
It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
But the thing,
waggy.
to your point though, Manny, like they didn't make a lot of changes. There wasn't that much fanfare about this new season coming out, and I wonder if that was because they're waiting for this drop. I mean, the rumor is that this game was supposed to have been announced much earlier, and because of all the things that are going on over at Activision Blizzard, they had to push it back. Um, so I mean, is there? I guess, but also I guess why wouldn't you just push the season back? There's got to be some reasoning behind that, but
It's true.
yeah, but at any rate, maybe the bigger changes is really what's going to happen on Thursday. Although I don't have a lot of faith in that, but
Nope. I'm not expecting too much,
yeah,
especially after the last major event where they're like, like the new going around everywhere. And nah, this is not it. Nah.
yeah, yeah. Call of Duty is in an interesting place. People are definitely, like you said, excited for Halo, excited for Battlefield. Those are going to be kind of the games that are really taking everybody by taking everyone's attention right now. I know Splitgate is definitely a thing that's drawn a lot of people's attention as far as the first person shooter space. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll keep our eyes peeled on Thursday to see what's going on. But yeah. Anybody else has anything to add about Call of Duty? I know we're all pretty down on it, but
I mean, in terms of a positive thing, the couple of rumors I've been reading is one, they're going to be building it on the Modern Warfare engine. I know a lot of people are mad about that because they'd rather something brand new. I don't know about everybody else. I may be in the minority. I've always thought the Modern Warfare engine worked way better than the Cold War engine. I've played both. Even though Cold War is a newer game, whatchamacallit, Modern Warfare is almost superior to me in almost every facet in terms of just the engine that they're using. The only thing I like better about Cold War is the fact like the doors aren't like how they are in Modern Warfare. And there's a couple other things in Cold War that don't promote camping, which is because like, so for example, mounting and all that stuff is what I'm reading is going to be coming back in this Vanguard game. And having the doors work like how they work, having people be able to mount a weapon on a windowsill, all that stuff just promotes camp. All it does is says, hey, camp right here in this spot and set yourself up. You know, that's what it kind of says to me. So that's kind of trash. But another rumor I did read, and this might make a big difference for a lot of folks, is they're saying that apparently anti-cheat is something that they're definitely very serious about. I don't know if it's true. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. I just think that they need to make sure that they at least have a brand new Warzone map to go with this. Not a rehaul, not changing of colors of flowers and all that shit. No, they need to give us an absolutely brand new map from floor down to the ceiling. We want everything new. Like, they've had enough time and they got enough money to do this. Like, this is why it kind of pisses me off, because if I had to worry about any developer having enough funds or resources to make things like this happen, it ain't Activision. Like, I don't understand why I'm constantly coming back to this. They are not broke. They have plenty of people that can do this stuff, or they can find folks. It's not this ain't no third-party developer that's just on their come up trying to make a game and they don't have all this stuff. Activision got, man, I ain't even gonna start ranting about it. All I'm saying is that they better have a new map. They better have a new map. At least if they have a new map and they try to integrate it in a way that kind of utilizes the whole time travel thing that they've been kind of going off of, it might make more sense. Maybe, hell, there's some portals that open up from the past and, you got these old school dudes coming through it, and then they kind of mix up the map where it's half World War II and half Verdansk. I don't know. Something like that is like what I'm looking for. It has to be major. It can't just be all right, we're just going to update the weapons in Warzone again, like how we did with Cold War, and then give it like a facelift. Like, that's not going to work for a lot of people, man. Like, it's literally going to be playing the same game for 3 years now. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't gonna work. Like, that ain't it. So that's my final piece on that. I just hope they are aware that they got to do a lot in this next year of Call of Duty. That's just me.
Yeah, for sure. They really do with with Warzone and all that stuff. Kind of like echoing what Manny said beforehand. Like, if they don't make a change, I don't know, all these other games are gonna eat their lunch.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I like how you mentioned too that like they're using the same Modern Warfare engine. I feel like that part makes sense because what I feel like what filled with Cold War is like it had a totally different engine compared to Warzone. So like a lot of players when they're like going back and forth, I can see like them having problems because it's a whole different game as to where like when you're playing what is it called Warzone is like a completely different story. And there will be even some points where like one gun will be like dog water in Cold War compared to Warzone, where the gun will be very overpowered because it's running a whole different engine. The hitboxes and powers and all that kind of stuff, scaling is different. So like it's actually good in a sense where it is running the same engine, so they can figure out balancing stuff like that quickly compared to how they did with Cold War, where like guns will literally be OP for seasons just because they didn't know how to balance it.
Honestly, I think they did a lot of that on purpose, though. Like, if I'm really being honest, I think Activision releases some of these guns broken at first on purpose to make people play with them on multiplayer. Because like that's the only reason why they would keep doing this season after season. Like, dude, think about it, right? The last 5 seasons, every time they release a new weapon, it's broken for at least 3 weeks until they go nerf it. Every single time. Why else would they be doing this unless they want people to say, "Oh, this gun is getting me kills in the damn PvP"?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like they know what they're doing. Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing. They're not stupid.
Yeah, they definitely
It-
not dumb. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's that whole rumor, or I guess at some, it's still a rumor, but the whole thing about like the system around like if they matchmake you with people who have like good skins, so that like they'll the people with good skins kill you, and it makes you want to go buy the skins or whatever. I don't know if you guys read about that, but
Mhm. I remember when he said that article where it's like, oh, if you use this certain weapon, they'll poach you in a lobby with other people using either the same weapons or other weapons to outgun you. So you can be like, oh, I got to grind to use that weapon, and like next thing you know, it's like you're playing Cold
Yeah.
War because it's not a war zone, or you know what I'm saying, you got to buy
or
Cold War
yeah, or that
because.
person has the skin that you don't have, and they're
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, like I see that skin, now let me go buy that, because they think that the skin makes the gun better. Where I mean, I guess it technically does, because Call of Duty's like putting you in the situation where it does, but I don't know. It's definitely all rumor. It's not
That's definitely
necessarily
gonna get a little
confirmed,
kid. You
but
know that for a fact. Oh
absolutely.
my god, that gun is all shiny with a damn dragon on the head. What? I want that. Or remember when they used to have guns that shot flames out of them, and the fire didn't even do anything. It was just a cosmetic thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Which makes you think, yeah.
yeah,
I remember for a little while, I thought like it just felt like to me like the tracer rounds
Hmm.
were just murking me so much harder than any other like regular
I,
gun.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's funny because I remember. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like, yeah, when the Graw first came out and everybody was using it and I was using it, and I remember every time I got killed, it had to be somebody with the tracer pack Graw
Yeah, bro.
because like, they're just like, oh, you want these purple bullets? It was just
Mhm.
1999.
Oh,
For some reason, the 8-bit ones really used to piss me off. The ones that used to shoot you and turn you into like little blocks, like little. Oh man, I'd be like, bro, you really brought that into Warzone. You completely don't care about being discreet. All right. Well, that's that.
ugh.
Could be worse. They could be charging $100 for skin packs like Valorant. But
Wait, they really do that in Valorant?
oh yeah.
$100?
If you want this one certain skin, you got to buy the whole pack, and it's $100.
Fam.
And people buy it because you know what? They're PC gamers and they buy
Yeah.
any.
But like
That's
there's no, I don't know,
crazy.
there's no system, at least none that we've heard of with Valorant, that like
They
I
don't
don't
make
know.
the gun better, but it's just more of like like
It's just a lot of
people
money.
will literally buy the skin just because like it's expensive and
That's a
I got it.
flex right there, I guess. You see that somebody with that on, you're like, well, you know what you did.
Yep.
Hmm.
Jeez
Mean
Louise.
flex. Mean
Oh,
Wow.
he's
flex.
bottom fragging in the leaderboard.
Yo, that's how it always
It's like your wallet's nice, but your skill ain't.
talk. Yeah,
Damn.
talk.
Shitting on him like that,
That's
man.
facts.
That's fucked
That's
up.
that's big facts. Though.
It's true, bro.
Talk that shit, cool.
Unless they're like pro players. Pro players obviously gonna spend a lot of money on skins, but it's just funny. Like when they kill somebody with a skin, it's like, oh, pick it up. It's my gun now for the next couple rounds until I die.
Mm. Yeah. These
Oh,
games,
dude.
I don't know. Yeah, Call of Duty's in a rough place with that stuff, and I don't know. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. But pivoting to the next topic here is really our last topic again, because there wasn't much to talk about this week. But we got this one's gonna make a lot of people happy here. So well, maybe
Well, it depends.
it depends. Yeah, it definitely depends, because I'm on the fence. But yeah, probably one of the biggest games ever, Grand Theft Auto. Apparently, we're finally gonna get a remaster on a number of different games here. Actually, let me pull up the article I was taking a peek at here. So, just pulling up an article from Polygon. Cass Marshall basically wrote that Rockstar Games may be releasing remasters of 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games, according to a report from Kotaku. This remains unconfirmed, so it's definitely a rumor. But the remastered versions of Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, all beloved games, are rumored to arrive on Google Stadia, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and mobile devices. That's a wide gamut.
They're making sure you get it anywhere. You know.
Yeah. They're making sure you have no excuse. Y'all gonna play this game. We
Mhm.
putting it everywhere you are. So apparently Kotaku's report suggests that the games will be a mix of new and old graphics, akin to a heavily modded version of a classic GTA title. The UI of the games will be updated for clarity as well, though it'll remain the classic visual style. Gameplay is expected to remain as close as possible to the original iterations. And then, kind of lastly, here they say these three titles are part of the 3D universe of Rockstar games, which includes the PS2 era Grand Theft Auto, before the series moved to high definition Grand Theft Auto 4. So yeah, this is the big deal. Personally, I'm a little sad about this because that means that GTA 6 is going to be a long ways out. You'd have to assume that they're at least utilizing some of the same teams to go ahead and do these remasters. They're using the word remasters, but it almost kind of sounds like a remake in some ways.
Yeah, I would assume it has to be just because of how old the games are, especially part 3.
Right.
Like, how do you just do a direct remaster of that? It's like, will it work today? I don't know.
I'm sure it's possible, but yeah, I guess
I'll still play it.
exactly. A lot of people will. If you could get it up to like 4K resolution, you don't have to necessarily change too much about like the models per se. But if you can make the animations a little bit smoother, make it run at 4K 60 or something along those lines, people gonna be out here for it. Even 3, So man, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I feel like it's cool, and I may fucks with it, right? If this whole package is like $60, it's like, all right, why not? Why wouldn't you, right? Especially if you love the old games. But at the same time, man, it's like, I just want 6. I've said it so many times, especially, Manny, I know you've been getting back into GTA Online with the whole tuner update and all that jazz. But I'm like, yo, I just want a modern feeling Grand Theft Auto game. And like, y'all, like, I've been saying it for months, years, and y'all go ahead and talk about we gonna remaster these 3 old games. It's killing me, man. It's killing me. Man.
Yeah.
But Chris, I'm gonna start with you this time, bro. What do you think about this? You excited for it? I mean,
it's funny because I tore to pieces Nintendo when they didn't give us Breath of the Wild 2, and that man came on stage and said, "We don't got Nintendo, but we got this." And I'm sitting here like, bruh, come on. But I think a lot more of that had to do with the fact that it's Nintendo overall, and this is the one, literally, probably the one game franchise on Nintendo that I'm like, yo, hurry the hell up, because I don't play none of this other shit, right? So that's probably a lot to have to do with that. This, on the other hand, I'm actually excited for. I'm hoping it is more of a remaster, more, or whichever one makes it more updated. Remake. I don't know which remake or remaster is a better word, but I'm hoping it's more of a remake, especially for San Andreas, just because, oh man, that game is legendary, bro. Like, legendary. San Andreas is fun. Like, I watched a dude on YouTube maybe about 2 months ago. He did a live stream. Every night he went back to the old San Andreas, started playing it again from scratch. And I'm watching him having a ball. I'm not even playing. I'm just watching him like die and do stupid shit. I'm like, yo, this game was lit, bruh. Clucking Bell. Remember when you had to go pick up your girl? Fam, you used to pick up your girl so you go take me out to eat, right? And you bring her ass over to Clucking Bell, and y'all be sitting there eating the burgers and shit.
It was classic.
And then you got to drop her off back off at the crib. Yo, I remember that. As soon as you drop her off, somebody try to shoot you before you get back in the car. Son, the game was legendary. It probably was what made people think that video games made people violent. Not going to hold you, because that game's crazy. But again, like you said, if they can figure out a way to make San Andreas in 4K with even 30 FPS, I'd be happy with it, because I'm not even expecting it. If they say 60, perfect. That's even better. If you give me 4K 30 FPS on San Andreas, Vice City with, oh man, Lance Vance, bro. Yeah, I really do kind of want this. I'm not gonna hold you, man, because I remember these old graphics. I remember the hands being like, the fingers didn't even break apart. You know what I mean? And the strippers used to be like, in the club and stuff. I want this game updated. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Not gonna lie. Yeah, they used to hold the guns and pat, 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 pat. Like, in CJ, especially from San Andreas, they made his hands like catcher's mitts, man. This dude had mad big hands.
Big ass hands.
For no reason.
Uzi just
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm ready for Grove Street again, and this could potentially hold me over until 6 comes, especially if they somehow manage to integrate it into online, because that's the avenue that those games never got to like playing. You know what I'm saying? You're able to put San Andreas and Vice City and then Liberty City Stories and all that stuff into this online component. That's way more content for months and months and months for a lot of other people, because I don't even do the online stuff. I know you do, Manny, so you probably would have a field day with that. Being able, like, imagine if they put like heist like activities, but like
in San Andreas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The thing I love the most about San Andreas, and I'm so mad it's a mechanic that never really like permeated through the rest of the games, was like the RPG element of building CJ as a character. Like
Working out and everything.
going to the gym. I remember they taught you how to fight, so you had all these different crazy moves. Dude did like all these different kicks and this and that.
Tattoos, you could do all that stuff.
Everything, bro. Like it was like such an RPG game in the elements of I think you improved your shooting. You obviously had the
fat.
You had to make sure his fitness was right. I remember the girlfriend thing, like you were talking about, like the fact that they had all those different things in this one game, fucking legendary, man. And then they stripped away all those components, and I fucking miss it.
But they got some in GTA 5, but it ain't like you can't get fat or skinny and stuff like that. But we still have like stamina and stuff like that. But the thing about the game is like you build up the stamina and then that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. Right. Instead of it being like, oh, if you don't run a lot, your stamina is gonna go down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I remember, you go to the gym too much. Your boy CJ with the big head, muscles, bro.
I used to do dumbbells like.
You remember the dude with the neck from the memes? The man's I got no neck.
Yeah.
Tell me CJ didn't look like dude after you worked out a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That guy was juiced up.
Oh, man, that game was great.
So yeah, Manny.
It's a classic, man.
I know you're a GTA guy, big time. You playing online a lot, but yeah, what do you think about this, man? I'm assuming you're gonna be getting this too, right?
I don't want it.
Lies.
No. I'm definitely excited. Like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, obviously iconic game, a big game changer that influenced a lot of games. Like for example, Saints Row. The beginning of it, Saints Row was like basically a GTA San Andreas, but copied and pasted in a different game and all that kind of stuff. Shout out to the 13 Saints. Too bad they didn't capitalize on it, but. Yeah, definitely excited for a remaster if it is true. Of course, it is just rumors at the moment, but hopefully 4K 60. Nintendo Switch RIP is probably gonna be 1080p 30. But I mean, like you guys were saying, like even if they somehow implement like online to this, it'll be good enough for the community to get on it and like play for a little bit. But sometimes, man, I just I look at like these maps. Like imagine just like being able to just go to like Vice City or Las Venturas, which is Las Vegas. Too bad they don't have like a Las Vegas in GTA 5, which honestly would have been amazing. But like it would be nice to go back to these iconic places and be able to just play with your boys. Personally, I still got to go back. I beat Vice City in 3 like a long time ago, but like I play San Andreas so much that's like basically built into my head. I know everything from front to back. But go back to those games and be able to run through those again and get those fresh in my memories as well. I remember, Grand Theft Auto 3 being one of the first games I played, especially when my dad got the PS2. That's like the first game he got, and I was just out here killing people at like 3 years old. Or maybe not 3 years old. Like, 5 years old.
Man, it's can't even pick up the controller yet.
For real though, you out here like that. Damn.
Bro, I remember when my dad got the PS1, like he had the classic GTAs and drive
with the top down jump.
I remember playing that as a kid, as well as Mortal Kombat. Those were my first games: GTA, Mortal Kombat, and Driver. Like I don't know why those games stuck through my whole life. And like, like I remember having a little long sheet of paper with the cheat codes and everything like that. Everybody had
just memorized off the back of his head.
Everybody had those, and I think I still got some memorized in my head because they're just so iconic. You know what I'm saying? Like the L1, R1, up, down, left, right, whatever. But yeah, I mean, if they fix some things, obviously the aiming could be fixed. Hopefully they work with that. If they fix some other things as well, but like. I doubt they'll do anything too much if they do remaster it. but we do appreciate a little polishing. Maybe they'll maybe unstick their fingers and actually be able to move it this time.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't want him to touch too much, but
Yeah.
yeah, like it's like like yeah, because obviously it's like that classic iconic GTA 3 Vice City and San Andreas feeling, where it's just like it's just a basic game for its time, and it was so like just so amazing for what it was, and
what I
what
want
honestly
them to
paved the
do,
way for open world games nowadays.
yeah. What I want them to do, and I'm hoping that this might play into the marketing concept of having these three games, is to just have GTA 6 be like a culmination of these three games, right?
Hmm.
Where it's and I don't mean like all the mechanics and all that stuff. I wish it would come back, but I doubt it will. But the idea that you could be in Vice City, hop on a plane, be in San Andreas, hop on a plane, be in Liberty City, like have this be like Rockstar's biggest game ever, hands down. I mean, probably one of the biggest games ever, period, regardless of publisher or anything. But
Hmm.
like, imagine, I mean, the technology is obviously there, right? Like at some level, I'm assuming the game would have to be like cloud powered, so that it can do a lot of this stuff. But yeah, man, imagine just being able to like, all right, I
Hmm.
want to go to Liberty City. Okay, no, I have business that I need to take care of in Florida. So boom, I'm going to Vice City. I have business I need to take care of on the West Coast. Like, and having all of those three places feel uniquely different, and oh man, have its own set of missions, and like have the environment like play a certain way. Obviously, Liberty cities would be pretty densely populated when you're in like whatever the equivalent of Times Square would be.
Hmm.
Vice City would be a lot more laid back. You're on the water. You got this. You got that. Like, oh man, if
Yeah.
they could pull that off.
See,
Needs to
now that you're
happen.
saying stuff like that, like I always wanted them to like venture outside of the US at one point. Like I would love to see them do that too. Like I don't get how in all these games they haven't let us go to Colombia yet. I mean, come on. These games a little less PG right now. These games got a lot of drugs and a lot of all kind of crazy mess. You would have thought they would have let us go to one of these other countries by now just to kind of be on some let me meet the plug.
Well,
Let me
where's
go meet the
Manny? Sorry, where's Cayo Perico?
Puerto Rico, I feel like that's like supposed to be like Puerto Rico. Like it makes sense because like Puerto Rico, it just
Right.
had that Puerto Rico in it.
So like, yeah,
But
that's the thing that they have in GTA Online. So I mean, I guess
Ah,
that's
okay.
kind of the
but the only
closest
thing is
thing.
it's only a heist mission. You can't exploit her.
Uh,
So
yeah.
like I see what you mean though, like what Chris is mentioning, and it sucks because like like before like one of the beginning rumors is like like in GTA 6 you're supposedly going to be in Vice City and like part of the game is going to be in Cuba and you're going back and forth with the whole drug
Yeah,
trade.
like
Like
That makes
how
so
you
much
ain't been able to
sense.
do that yet, bro? That don't make no
like
sense.
like it's possible, but like it depends where Rockstar mindset is because obviously GTA Online is a huge money maker at the end of the day, and what ain't broke they ain't gonna they don't really need to fix, but.
But you can just add on to it. You could revamp it. That's the thing that I want them to do.
Yeah. If
Like,
they allow you to get on a boat and go to Cuba and start beefing Cuba over this, bro.
bro, I remember playing the classic Scarface in the PS2 game, bro. That game was the shiznit, bro. I remember used to be
I
able,
remember.
able to like swim into different islands and everything like that. I remember there was like a point where you were in like Cuba and you were able to like do your thing over there. When I'm like, yo, this is a PS2 game. Back in the days, you could do so much, and the game has so much potential. But like,
Not saying we got anything against Cubans or anything like that. It's just
it's
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 just
it,
realistic. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's like it's what adds to the story, the the realism, the what they
Yeah.
call it. I forgot the word, but don't matter. So like I wouldn't be surprised if like the next GTA had like that kind of connection with the drug trade because Vice City you gotta like if you're gonna be in Vice City, it's Miami, you gotta have some kind of like drug trade connection into it.
And
But
just think how beautiful it could be too, man. The graphics wise, like to be able to do a different country and not just focus on buildings and cars, but more so countryside. And like I would imagine, it might almost look kind of like on some Forza shit, because Forza's they're doing a really good job of capturing what it looks like in other countries, what it looks
mhm,
like in Mexico, what it looks like in they did
you-
very well with that. It does not feel like the US in any of these trailers that I've
Hmm.
seen.
Hmm.
So like I just think it'll be a nice little touch for them to finally venture out
Yeah, for
somewhere
sure.
else.
the
Right.
mhm,
the only other place I'm surprised they haven't gone to directly because there's history there, is London, because I think that was the site of the very first Grand Theft Auto game, right? Like back when it was like still the top down and all that stuff. I'm surprised they never made their way back there. Maybe that's the thing that they
I feel like
allude to.
I feel like the reason why they haven't gone, because you know how it is, like the USA, we're not as strict as other countries, and how like like I think GTA was like banned in like Australia, I think, or something like that. So I feel like the reason why they haven't touched like like for example, I guess like China, Japan, Hong Kong, or London, or any of that, is because they don't want to like mess with. I guess you could say they're kind of like revenue from their other countries, because I'm sure they'll probably be like a little bit more stricter when it comes to like, oh, you want to play, or you want like you're gonna make a game that's gonna make fun of our country, like it's that kind of aspect. Whereas like US is like
I
freedom
think
of
London.
speech.
I think London's the one place they could do that, and obviously, I think the very first game they were pretty explicit in saying that this is London.
Mhm.
But chances are, if they go back there, they'll make some random ass name up for it, and so I don't know. I don't know how much trouble they would get in for London. I can see them
Mhm.
getting in trouble for like Hong Kong and all that stuff, especially if some of the jokes that you get out of GTA, like there's
Yeah. Oh
definitely
yeah.
Mhm.
like
Oh boy.
cultural like issues that could come up
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
do go
That
that
game is
route.
not PC, bro. It's
Right,
it's raw.
exactly. Yeah. So like I guess being in the States, and they picked pretty good locations to like be able to, like Chinatown and all those different things. You can make fun of Chinatown within the realm of, okay, Chinatown exists in New York, and you're really just making fun of everybody at that point. But if you're
Mhm.
centralized on a particular location, like a China, like a Japan, so on and so, that could get messy. So yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely get what you mean. But London, they should be fine, I think.
Nah. I
Paris,
also think some people
They-
like to be able to say that, oh snap, they really mapped out my city. Like I know where that place is. That was big in a lot of other video games from before, being able to say, oh snap, I know where this is. And even in Fallout, where they did one of the games, and I think it was like Massachusetts or something like that.
hmm,
A lot of people were able to point out different spots and say, shit, they really
they
took
modeled
this from
after,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. So
Watch Dogs in particular, that like actually almost all the Watch Dogs games, they like mapped out specific portions of London. I think Watch Dogs Legion, they mapped out, I'd say, a good chunk of London. And then like obviously took some liberties here and there, but yeah, people, I remember going back and saying like, oh hey, like I've been to this particular location, like they mapped it out perfectly, like, oh, this is kind of my street here, like
Mhm.
so I think they, London and Paris and maybe a couple of the places, they could definitely get away with going to. There's got to be some reason. I mean, I think there's a lot that you can do in the places that they've chosen, right? Like I said, like San Andreas, culturally, or Los Angeles, let's just call it Los Angeles, right? Culturally, there's a lot of different things going on there. So you can make it look very different. New York culture, there's a lot of different people there. So I guess that's kind of why they chose those locations. But I would love to see something, either them choose a brand new place that we've never been before, or just take all those fucking places and fuse them into one game. And that would be perfect.
yeah,
I want to go back to Vice
yeah.
City. Like I know all the rumors say Vice City, but I want a nice, in-depth, huge Vice City, because like obviously back then it was like they're limited to what they can do. It's only two small islands, but like man, I just miss that
Yo,
Vice City vibes. You know what I'm saying? You got the ladies roller skating in the beach with the bikinis on, and then you got the freaking like you said, the strippers with the
With the block.
the block hands. Vice City was a vibe, bro. Like I could go back into that game
yeah,
and
it was
enjoy it,
dope.
and like even seeing like obviously like how much the fans love it, where it's like they even make these mods where they go back into Vice City and GTA 5, where it's running in the GTA 5's engine, and like they update the graphics of like the buildings and stuff like that. It's just like it's amazing to see how far like these fans will go just to like get that experience back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof, guys, we can't keep talking about Grand Theft Auto. It's making me too excited. I'm too excited for GTA
Too bad it's
6.
all rumors, man.
I know, I know. It's all fucking rumors.
Where's Bully? Why is Bully not included in these three games?
We can't
I
do
don't
that.
understand.
We can't
Come
do that.
on,
We
man.
can't do that.
Come on, man.
Oh, we not going there.
Rockstar, just call it a clean sweep. Throw Bully in there. And if you really want to knock your boy off his socks, throw Manhunt in there.
Ooh.
Hey yo, call it the Rockstar Anniversary Repackage, bro. Give it to your boy, bro. I'm here. I'll buy all of them games.
Hey
Yo,
yo,
Midnight Club Dub Edition.
clip it.
All these stuff.
Midnight
Stop
Club.
playing with me.
Clip it. Send it to Rockstar. Cut the check. I want all those games, especially Midnight Club Mini. Good.
Yeah, Midnight Club would bring me all the way back to racing games. I'm not even gonna lie, because they didn't even have co-op and all that stuff back then, like how they have now. Imagine what? What? And the soundtrack for that game would be crazy. Man,
Rockstar always fix the hitters and the soundtracks.
Talk.
See now you guys got me excited about, like I was saying before, I wasn't as hyped for it, but now after talking about this, I'm actually pretty excited about this rumor a lot more than I was before. So hopefully it comes true. I'm thinking if it does happen, if we do get some sort of announcement, obviously Rockstar is on their own time, so they do things whenever the hell they feel like it. But next week is Gamescom. I know Jeff Keighley has his Gamescom kickoff event. That could be an opportunity for Rockstar to slide in there and say, hey, we got this thing coming this fall or whatever, maybe it's next year, whatever it may be. That would be a pretty cool time. I do hope, especially now after having this conversation, I do hope it happens. But I still want GTA 6 sooner. I want GTA 6 sooner. Even if it's a little teaser, something. I'm hoping that if they do announce it at Gamescom, it comes with a teensy-weensy teaser of GTA 6, just to whet our appetite, and then next year or 2 years from now, whenever the hell it's gonna be, we get the full-fledged game. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for today. Great discussion, guys. Like the conversation we had here. Even though we didn't really have that much to talk about, we always find a way to fill the time, talk to you guys, talk to the people. So before we get out of here, Manny, let the people know where they can find you.
You already know, Goopmaster Flex on Twitch.tv, Instagram and Twitter, Goopmaster Flex _TTV, and the TikTok at No Context Gaming.
Okay. And Chris, my guy, May 25th. What do you got going on, man? Where can people find you?
I'm on everything at MAY25THXX, including Gmail, but for business inquiries only, not pen paling, because that shit's whack. And TikTok, y'all gotta start fucking with me on TikTok. My shit's starting to, I don't know what's happening. I had that one bad upload, and then my last two are like wilding. Like I might be at 2,000 plus views by the time I check after this thing, which is crazy. I ain't never done that before, ever.
Okay,
ever.
Go check out our TikTok star here.
Goddamn right.
Okay. Don't forget to buy me a Tesla when you get your money.
Oh man,
you get a car.
Okay, we got Oprah here.
All right, guys. For me, you already know what it is. You guys can find me at Black Ice 8 on everything. I'm on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, Twitch, Twitter. Twitch.tv /Black Ice 8. You can also find me on Instagram at Black Ice 8 _gaming, and I'm also on the TikTok. I'm definitely slacking. Chris might have inspired me a little bit to get a couple clips up there, especially all these Rainbow Six Siege clips I got stored up. Definitely going to start throwing those bad boys up there. But yeah, make sure to check me out there, and then also check out the podcast on TikTok as well. Expansion Pack Podcast. Make sure to make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. We really appreciate you guys watching and listening. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Oopsies.